Did you know it's Talk Like a Pirate Day? Are ye going to seed the torrent of the Life Aquatic? I seed, that is saw, it when it was available to rent. In fact, I saw it in the cinema. And let's be clear, it was pure cinema. Murray and Wilson and Goldblum and Defoe. My bingo card? Nuff said. Apparently it was a bomb back then. But no one respected Baumbach then. Yep, it's part Noah's Ark, although Wes captains the ship. Call it navel gazing. And let's not forget that OST, which plays like a record snob's greatest hits, Bowie, Sigur Rós, etc. Imagine listening on vinyl, then putting that vinyl on your wall. The end result is a Seaman's brew, one part dramedy, one part sad venture. The kind of rum-soaked tipple that warms this old hipster heart. I'm not crying, you're crying. There's just sea breeze in my eyes. But that's life. Aquatic, occasionally. Artistic, you best believe it. Hey!
Welcome to Millennial Excellence, the show where we examine millennial excellence from sea to shining C-suite. That's right, we're the CEOs of millennialism. Josiah?
That's really good. I think that's really good for introducing us, but I still don't think we've nailed a tagline for this thing here.
Okay, hit me with it.
I'm taking all the at-bats I could get, my friend. So this week, the one I was thinking of was there's something to be said about millennial excellence, where sometimes excellence is just showing up.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I don't know if that's enough to become the overarching tagline. And once we nail it, I think we'll go back into the archives and swap it in at the start of each app. So we'll get Caleb on that once it's done. So Caleb, make a note, I guess. But
Caleb,
it's a little inside joke for the C-suite. This week we're talking about The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. I mean, where to begin except with the entire discussion, really. There's so much to get into. There's so much to say. Truthfully, I had not watched it in a while. I'm gonna sort of take off my mask, so to speak, and put on my sincerity mask and let you know. For me, personally, I could not believe how much I loved revisiting this flick. This is actually my favorite Wes, and I was expecting to be cringed out, and instead I've absolutely loved it. But did you rewatch it this week as well?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I liked it. It's not my favorite Wes. I think I have collected my thoughts on Wes a little bit. I haven't seen every Wes Anderson movie though, but I did like it. I mean, I don't know how much sincere film criticism we should embark on. But I mean, I just think it's super charming. I think this movie has a lot of like, I don't know, everything feels so tactile, I guess, with the like stop motion animation and everything. But I do feel like this is like where the peak Wes Anderson style started to emerge, and the things that people like are make fun of him for really started to solidify this one.
That's true. I mean, I think we can do whatever we want with this podcast. If people don't like us being sincere, well then just wait 5 minutes probably. But I think that what I don't like about, well, first of all, the thing about me that maybe is not always clear if you've only come across me on certain formats or websites is that I do have a very high twee tolerance. And I think that basically, I was expecting to be disgusted by the outfits and the red toques and the stationery and everything, and instead I was still delighted by it. And I think I have a very high tweed tolerance, but where I think Wes Anderson's style got too codified was combining that with very like staccato, rapid fire delivery. And what I like about this movie is that it's still very shaggy and rough around the edges, and kind of like you're just hanging out with these losers in a way that I think is very appealing. And I do wonder if that's Noah Baumbach, because he kind of has more of that. And I don't know. It's interesting too that he went on to like co-write the Barbie movie and get a pavement joke in it. It's kind of maybe we got to do a Baumbach episode one day.
I think Baumbach is certainly calling. Yeah, I think like for me it's like I think the whole heightened realism thing works better when it's like grounded in day-to-day life, which is why I think that like Bottle Rocket, Rushmore, and Royal Tenenbaums are my favorite Wes, because it's like it's more. It feels like it's emerging from experience,
right?
Like, so yeah, I think it's kind of the off the wall thing. Okay, I will say Life Aquatic, I didn't find it funny at all.
Right. Yeah. I think, and that's the thing, revisiting it, but even at the time, like, I loved it so much, and I was shocked how much people seem to not like it. And that does seem to be, looking back, the main critique of it is that the tone is like completely all over the place. And it really is. Like, you know, characters just randomly die out of nowhere, and there's these cute animations, and then like Bill Murray is like just being an absolute piece of shit to everyone at all times. There's the introduction of like specific sort of indie dramedy tropes. Like, I was expecting Cate Blanchett to be smoking, but I guess her gum chewing still kind of fit the Gwyneth Paltrow trope of sort of an oral fixation of a kind of distant female lead. And then, of course, Bill Murray being the kind of like affable bad boy who ultimately was being quite a shit to all of the women in his life, especially. There's like a lot of like early tropes, but yeah, I like the tone of this one. And I think even the fact that it's like so cringe when the final scene with the shark, like, I guess I'll jump way ahead, but the fact that there's a Sigur Rós song in this is just like so epic millennial. It's like even Wes Anderson, sort of this aloof, cool guy who loves to brag about his needle drops. The fact that he even couldn't resist a big, sweeping, epic Icelandic post-rock song in the emotional climax of the movie is like so funny. But also when I watched it and everyone put their hands on Bill Murray, I like felt myself getting a little teary-eyed because it hits for me. I'm really corny and twee, so I don't know.
I'm completely Sigur Rós agnostic, but I do think the climax is really good. I was losing interest up like towards the end when the second kind of gunfight happened. I was kind of over that.
It does kind of feel like a guy that just discovered how popular he is making like whatever movie he wants, and it just happens to be completely insane.
Yeah, and it's funny, I was completely oblivious to, well, when it came out, I was too young to pay attention to film press, but I didn't realize this, was a flop.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and it's interesting that like he's had other movies that are deemed critically successful, or critically and commercially successful, when it's like I can't really imagine my parents, for instance, not that like everyone's parents has to be the barometer of normalcy, but I can't really imagine my parents sitting down and watching and enjoying any Wes Anderson movie. And I don't see this one having a different appeal.
I mean, I do think that this one definitely does it, but I feel like it's the birth of so many millennialisms, and I think it is sort of the beginning of what has become and is like a dominant cultural thing, which is like I mentioned with the chewing gum, the smoking cigarettes, like so many of these character tropes are in everything and in commercials even. I think it kind of starts here because I would argue probably parents could watch Royal Tenenbaums. I think, there's the Adidas tracksuits with Ben Stiller, but otherwise it's like kind of a family dramedy. But this is where it gets insane, and then all of his other movies are called like, I don't know, The Dalliance in the River in the Nile. No, I can't even think of a fake Wes Anderson title because I'm so not.
I think Dalliance in the River works. I'm rocking
so?
with Dalliance in the River.
I don't think he'd say river. Perhaps maybe the river. If it was the name of
the River Dalliance.
It's Dalliance in the River Dalliance is what it's called.
Yeah, there we go.
No, but I think, it's an interesting starting point because I think that, to me, this film, and I'm dropping the F word here, the F-bomb, this film is the beginning of something very powerfully millennial, and you're kind of still viewing it as a lesser work and also perhaps not falling for the hype just yet. So I think this is a great place to start. Because I do think...
try to turn me. See if you can turn me.
I mean, I definitely don't care at all if you are turned. I'm more disappointed in myself that I still liked it so much. But I do think that, let's just start on my old pal. This is the first time we've gone here on this here show. But let's take a look on Etsy at all of the various Team Zissou stuff that is still popping off to this day, approaching Q4 2025. It is just an endless results for the term Zissou. And I think the iconography, this like baby blue 1970s fit for the clothes with the royal blue stripe, the red beanie or toque as I would call it, the various patches. I mean, this is just this is this not the most millennial you've ever seen in your life?
Oh, I completely agree. I'm actually looking at a sticker of Bill Murray with a David Bowie lightning bolt on his face, which I think these kinds of cultural mashups I think are extremely millennial. And I do feel like this is the most graphic t-shirt culture Wes Anderson movie.
Absolutely. And I was such a sucker for it. I forgot to grab a picture of this for the episode. I'm going to see if I can find it now. But my sister-in-law, around this time, 2004, was constantly going viral for buying. She's an artist and a designer, and she would buy plain slip-on Vans and draw things on them for custom. I think they were called slip-offs, if I'm not mistaken. She called them that, and she made me a pair for my birthday that was like, it had the Belafonte ship on the across them, and I was so proud of those Vans, and I loved them so much, and they were incredibly well done, despite feeling almost unspeakably dated now. I loved them, so I think that something about this, because it was like I mean, coming at it in 2025, was there anything that stood out to you about the sort of the costumes or the visuals? Like, did anything like pop off, or did it look kind of dated to you?
No, one thing that popped to me and looked extremely dated was the traffic light patch on Owen Wilson's hat. Something about that just irritated me to no end. I can't place it. Like,
it is. I agree.
It just looks bad.
It does. I clocked that too, and not only did that frustrate me, but then it also did make me realize that these are not matching toques. All along, I thought that they had like matching toques, but every single guy had a different one, and I actually kind of loved that detail. Like that's the kind of detail that I like.
Yeah, I like that too. But I think it reminded me of like there's a Blink-182 album with that on it, right?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, so it called to mind that. It just seemed out of place and like tacky.
It did. Yeah, I agree. I found them. They actually had Bill Murray on them, and the patch, and the ship was on the back. So I used to
The
wear
ship, yeah, that ship goes crazy.
the ship goes crazy. I guess we also got to. Well, hang on. Let's stick with Etsy for a second before we move on, because
Okay.
I'm raring to go here. I'm all over the place with this, but well, it does kind of fit the. So that okay, you were pissed off about the traffic light on the toque. I can understand that. It was too childish, perhaps.
Yes, exactly.
For me, I still think the tracksuits were kind of going hard, and I really liked the pajamas, the matching pajamas.
The shoes go crazy.
The shoes go absolutely crazy. We'll talk about those in a bit because I think I found the real shoes. But yeah, I think there's still something there. But this is where I feel as an elder millennial where I feel like I'm just embracing something that's sort of crystallized inside of myself. Is that secretly, deep down, I think that Team Zissou looks pretty cool, and I hate that about myself. And I don't necessarily like the Etsy art, but I just got to be honest. It looks pretty good to me most of the time.
No, I'm aligned. Yeah, I think when it is translated into Etsy art, it waters down the effect, and I think maybe it doesn't look as good in real life, but it pops on screen.
I almost think it is something to do with this millennial desire to take ownership of something and create it for yourself, but it's no longer in that hyper realistic world, so it immediately becomes more sad. And I've sent you a link to a collection of Steve Zissou tattoos, which are just actually there's Steve Zissou tattoo flash art linked to. We've already the first result is bringing me back to Etsy, but that actually looks like Bill Murray's brother. I think his name is Bryan, or is his name Bryan Murphy?
Brian Murphy.
Is that
Murphy?
No, Brian Murray. Yeah. He looks. No, that's not him. What's Billy Murray's brother's name? Let's see here.
I think it's. Oh, he has Joel.
Oh yeah, Brian
There's
Doyle.
Joel.
Brian Doyle Murphy is who this looks like. Mario, who's like the evil boss in Vacation, Christmas Vacation.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, I think these tattoos are just like I guess what I'm trying to say the long way, which you already have articulated, is I still think that Bill Murray in this movie is funny and likable and carries a lot of pathos, and also he is so iconic and turned into iconography in such a mortifying way that I was shocked that it didn't ruin my enjoyment of him in the film. But like these tattoos are just absolutely wretched.
They're really bad. Yeah, there's something about like I do think this movie is like so stylish and beautiful, but keying in on Bill Murray seems like you're missing the boat a bit. I don't think Bill Murray's face is the most compelling image from this. There's some tattoos that like use the shark. The shark's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah, the shark actually I thought like looked pretty bad. Like it looked like a screensaver nowadays to me, but
yeah.
But it's still I think it's that Sigur Rós was really hitting for me because I love some epic emotive post rock. Has anyone gotten the Willem Dafoe character? Because I think he's like kind of a timeless funny guy. I think his name's Klaus. Klaus Life Aquatic.
Yeah, he's good. Tattoo. Yeah, one thing about your point about the millennial impulse to just to like remake culture worse is I was thinking about that it's a Gondry movie with Jack Black and Mos Def.
Oh yeah, Be Kind.
Thank you for Be Kind Rewind.
Right.
Where the
younger people listening to this are like, what does that mean? Let me tell you. You don't even want to know.
In the movie, they like remake a bunch of. They have to remake a bunch of movies because the video store burns down or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's called sweeting them, and then fans like sweeted a bunch of movies. I was really hoping to find a sweeted version.
I didn't actually realize that people sweeted things in real life.
Yeah, they did. There's like a sweeted film fest.
And I guess to push on this a little bit further is that despite the fact that searching Zissou on Etsy makes me feel a a little bit sick to my stomach, seasick, if you will. It's actually, I guess, other than the people who are like, you know, running a TeePublic shop and trying to crank out the dollars, it's not really hurt. Like the worst part is it's actually just people being earnestly creative and excited to use their drawing iPad or whatever. And so that makes me feel even worse for being so repulsed by it. Because ultimately what I'm looking at is like this movie inspired them to be creative. And I think that's disgusting.
There's some really bad expressions of creativity here that I'm
It's true.
I don't think you need to feel that bad about it.
It could be coming back to the whole thing of like, you don't necessarily need to post it online or try to charge $60 for it or whatever. It might be coming
Plus,
back
aren't like and isn't Etsy just like a drop ship vendor now?
Oh, so now we're hating on drop shipping too.
Yeah, I know. I'm so hustle. Wow. I'm such a hustle hater.
These are an upgrade on my slip-ons.
Yeah, I thought you rock with these. Yeah, they've got beautiful coloration and
they say
they really nail the character.
Please describe for those not on the call with us.
Sure. So this is a pair of they resemble Vans slip-ons.
They're so weird
in some way.
They seem like slippers, kind of too.
Yeah, I don't think they're rubber soled. I think they're big, bulky. The stitching looks screen printed on, and it says Team Zissou, and there is I'm gonna say it looks like an AI drawing of a big bearded man in ski glasses.
It looks like the LLM couldn't decide if it was drawing a Sasquatch or a man with a beard.
I agree, and it decided to hang a joint out of its mouth anyway. So just it's cool because it's like it's not exactly official movie merch, but people will know. People will know.
They'll know. I mean, they were passing a doobie in the film quite a bit, actually.
Actually, this is you know what? This is the vendor is called Zissou Studio. So I think that might be their brand.
Well, that's true. Okay, my next point I want to bring up is that perhaps, or in addition, what is interesting about Zissou Studio does have a dog food bowl with AI Bill Murray on it as well. So I don't think I'm going to screenshot these. Hopefully by the time this comes out, I'll figure out what all my screenshot pings are from everything.
They have a lot of Bigfoot content and designs. So I do think that their AI is trained on Bigfoot and kind of spit out.
It's cross-pollinating. But to your point that this might have been something called Team Zissou independently of our friend Papa Steve Z. I was looking into it, and Zissou, the surname, is almost entirely relegated to this film. Wes Anderson almost came up with a believable surname that is only tied to Bill Murray's character in The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. And I say almost because I did find this article from Spokane, Washington, the Spokesman Review, where they did find a lawyer named Steve Zissou who lived in Spokane and was shocked that someone else had used his name. He says, when I found out it was part of the title, I was a little annoyed. It's a unique name, and I really didn't want to share it, says Zissou 49. But he had few legal options because Anderson's film wasn't directly about him. They could have made a movie about a New York lawyer who was an anti-Semitic terrorist pedophile, and I still couldn't do anything about it. Zissou says, if it's not the real Steve Zissou, then maybe you have a shot, but then you'd have to prove damages. Why would you go to that when talking about your own name being used in...
Yeah, that's definitely more instructive of Spokane Zissou.
He's like, they could have made it about a New York lawyer who was an anti-Semitic terrorist pedophile, but I live in Spokane. So Yeah, and they even interviewed his mom about it, and she said, "I thought I was losing my mind completely when she saw the trailer. I thought it was the most not possible thing that would ever happen." This almost seems fake, but I think it is real. The spokesman review. So yeah, other than that though, I think when you see Zissou in pop culture, you can know that they're likely referencing this film, including, I would think, Microsoft, who have named their new data center, server, and software architectures for liquid-cooled systems the Zissou project. It's a close collaboration between Azure Core, AHSI, CONINEND. So I guess like our Sasquatch friend earlier, there is a AI link to Zissou.
Well, yeah, and that's obviously something we can all get behind. Oh, and not to glaze this movie too much, but one thing I did like as it relates to parody and fair use, apologies to Mr. Steve Zissou of Spokane, Jacques Cousteau is he is a real person in the world of the movie.
Right. And I thought
that was nice.
I don't know if you clocked this, because I'm not going to, well, maybe I am going to bust your chops a little. I did remember you saying that you kind of put it on in the background while you were eating dinner or something. So I don't know if you clocked this at the end. I was fully, I was pausing for bathroom breaks. I was fully engaged for the purpose of this. I mean, it's just more of a priority for me, I guess. But I did notice that at the end of the credits, it said something along the lines of like Jacques Cousteau did not give permission, or the Cousteau agency, or like there was some sort of legal thing, when they have to say like these characters are fictional or whatever. They still also had to mention the Cousteau. Is it Cousteau or Cousteau? I already forgot halfway through I just had a complete.
There's a hard T in there for sure.
A hard T,
I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about that guy, but it's like I also do think like apologies, a seaman is a good it's good fodder for this kind of film. Yes. And it's surprising that there haven't been more.
More what?
Like
seaman films?
Yeah. Maybe I just don't have those channels. I'm just gonna keep coming back to it. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of like, especially when this came out, I was like, yeah, why didn't they make this already? Like, I could even see they should have got Vince Vaughn in there. They should have Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson doing his normal guy saying, "Wow."
Yeah, I was thinking that about Owen Wilson is like I think of him as a bro pack or frat pack guy, but his credits are he is kind of like an artiste.
Well, I think Bottle Rocket might have been his first movie ever.
Owens.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think he helped write it.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think and that's the other funny thing is like Wes Anderson's co-writers do shape a lot of what happens with the tone of the film. And like maybe he's been using LLMs lately. It would actually be so sick if Wes Anderson of all people was like, I love AI. I fucking love AI.
I know. Well, it's funny because it's like his style probably would be the most replicable.
Yeah, and that I think probably is another part of his cross to bear that I don't envy. Is like he's really good at the one style, and it's unfortunately starting to get annoying for some people. But I feel like the tables have turned and people are loving all of his new ones. I haven't watched them.
Yeah, I haven't seen the most recent one either. But I mean, it's nice he like builds a set.
Yeah, well,
honestly, they play around.
The ship set that they built on here went crazy. I thought. I again was expecting that to be so annoying, and it was so cool to have all the different rooms on the sort of 2-dimensional flat filming, and seeing some guy like dicking around in the basement. I loved that so much, and also knowing that it was like filmed in Italy. It seems like such an expensive movie in general, and I appreciate that. I like just seeing money being burned on screen.
Yeah, that is nice. Yeah, I mean underwater shots. Hello.
So since we decided to do this, the last thing I want to say about the iconicness of the name Zissou is that Hayley Williams of Paramore released a new... Did you see this? Have you heard about this? She has a new album that was like
no,
on
I
her
haven't been
website.
following her.
I've never actually heard any of her music, and I'm not going to play it now either. I thought we could just take a quick look at the lyrics, but she made like a GeoCities style website and released an album if you have a password or something, like last week. And so the album comes with a song called Zissou, where she says, "I keep telling you the water's fine. You show up in a scuba suit. So come out to the deeper side. We could be like Team Zissou." Which I guess I just am a little shocked at how literal it is. I thought calling it Zissou, you'd expect some mystery.
I'm confused about the Genius annotation here, where Team Zissou is highlighted and somebody says, Team Zissou. It's a song performed by the Brazilian artist Su Jorge and part of the Life Aquatic Studio Sessions album.
That is
like, you think that's the...
Forgive my white ass. I've been calling him Sue George all this time. So that's one of us is right, and I'm predicting it's you. But that's funny because in the bridge she also seems to sing the lyrics of Life on Mars in Portuguese, as does Sue George on the soundtrack. Which
yes.
What did you think of? Okay, that's another thing that's like crazy proto-millennial. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. The other thing I need to ask you about Zissou, I do think Bill Murray is also the stills of Bill Murray having that sort of weathered, sad yet snarky face. To me, that feels like Gen X iconography, but this is clearly bringing that into early millennial culture. Do you think Bill Murray continues throughout? Obviously, I mean, what do you think?
I think Bill Murray continues throughout what?
Millennia.
I think the Bill Murray... Oh, dude, I think the Bill Murray fetishism is squarely millennial. Like, do you remember when it was like... Because it's like... Right, like, you know, he got his start in the 70s and 80s, SNL, even, you know, the various 80s movies. But I really don't think it was until, like, the Wes Anderson kind of, like, this third act of his career,
right,
where he got really popular. Like,
I guess I'm guilty of building a narrative because I'm thinking of one guy, but I am thinking of one Gen X journalist type guy I know who's always had different Bill Murray profile pictures every day and loves the sort of. But I do think that you're correct, and I need to think outside of one guy sometimes. You know,
it's hard to not think outside of the guy. But yeah, I mean, like, there was the kind of thing where he was like going around to different cities, and you could like maybe would like just show up at your party.
Go to South by Southwest or something and like take your fries.
Yeah, or like he had a secret cameo in that movie Zombieland, and it like the joke was just that it was Bill Murray.
Right.
Yeah. Like I think I think it's like squarely millennial.
What's interesting,
the old guy Bill Murray.
Totally. And what's interesting about that too is like that same thing happened more recently to Jeff Goldblum, and I would argue it's almost happening now to Willem Dafoe. So it's like, perhaps the entire Life Aquatic cast. I mean, maybe Owen Wilson is just too young at this point for it to happen to, but I think it could happen to all of them, one by one.
The Angel absolutely.
Of Death. That's damn. Okay, where was I going with all of this? Well, why don't we watch some videos, and why don't we start with talking about guys from this movie. This guy, I don't want to watch this whole video, but this guy became a very big, get from Life Aquatic. This is Matthew Gray Gubler.
Yes.
Do you know much about this guy?
No, I don't know anything about him, but I think he's like a guy people are obsessed with, right?
Yeah, so he was Wes Anderson's real intern before this, I think on Royal Tenenbaums maybe. And then he ended up playing the intern on this. And I mean, personally, I do kind of think he's a bit of a scene stealer, but I think it's literally just because he looks so, he was just like born to look indie, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and he also looks hapless half the time.
Yeah.
So
even right there with the machete wound, you can see he just kind of has like dark circles under his eye. He has a bit of a fro going on, and he's just like he just is like a Tumblr picture, basically, of a guy. Yes. And do you think Wes saw that and was like, damn, this is going to get reblogged like crazy? Or was it just like perfect happenstance? I don't know. And also the fact that his name is Matthew Gray Gubler. Like,
that sounds like a Wes Anderson name.
It's crazy. So, yeah, after this, he was in 500 Days of Summer, Life After Beth. He was kind of nailing it on the millennial canon. And then he voiced Simon in Alvin and the Chipmunks. And then I think he's just been on like a bunch of CSI type shows since then. But he's definitely like a cult guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand the cult appeal. I assume he must have had, like, I guess like this little video blog he put together.
Yeah, this was on the Criterion.
He had some early internet presence.
This was actually on the Criterion. Directly. Yeah, so, but it probably hit. I mean, you know, I don't know I don't really think dates are important or interesting, but I feel like some of us were watching Criterion deleted scenes before we were watching YouTube. So maybe this was our earliest experience of kind of a personality and be like, damn, look at this guy. And they're playing the ukulele behind him, talking about his foibles on set. You know, it's really interesting.
Oh yeah. And I'm sure, and everyone wanted to be him. I'm sure every Criterion, every special features viewer thought they could have been Matthew Gray Gubler.
It's a pretty fun name to say. I'm not going to lie. Let's quickly talk about, because there was a little bit of ukulele in this video. So Sue George, Matthew Gray Gubler also called him that, but I think that your pronunciation is still sounds better. What did you call him?
Sue Jorge?
I think that's right.
I mean, I guess this speaks to me not paying attention, but it's not. Is it not Steve Zissou?
Is that real?
I don't know. Is it not?
Also, have you ever had to, for any reason, try to spell the word zhuzh? Because it's really hard to spell. I feel like, just zhuzh it a little.
Yeah. Is it S-H-U?
I think it's like.
Yeah, how do you spell that?
I think it's like Z-H-U-Z-H. What an annoying word. We gotta use that in one of our intros.
Yeah, but for our metrosexual episode.
Now,
I thought this. Sorry, Caleb. What's it called when like music exists in the world of the movie? Diegetic.
Yeah. Okay. What's the deal with that word? Because I've noticed that people have just started saying it in the last like 6 months. Like there was a patient zero who started saying diegetic music within the last year, and now everyone says it all the time. So I'd like to know was that a Wordle or something? I guess it's too long.
I learned about it. I had a really stupid college career, and I took a graphic novels class, and my professor said diegetic sound.
In a graphic novel.
Yeah, because you
just like write. Okay.
Because like bam and pow, like that's
diegetic.
Okay,
right.
Or the dialogue is diegetic, but the like narration is not diegetic.
Okay.
Because it doesn't like exist in the world of the media. But yeah, I love the
diegetic.
I love the David Bowie covers. I read somewhere that they were considering, because Mark Mothersbaugh did the soundtrack, I guess,
right.
And they were considering having him the score. Thank you.
They were considering
having
non-diegetic score.
Sue Jorge play Devo songs, and that would have been so much worse.
Oh yeah, that would have been very. I mean, genuinely, I think that this still sounds shockingly good to me. And I think there's a few reasons. He obviously sounds like he's not doing a character. He's not doing an impression of a sad version of David Bowie. He's just like doing it. It's more chill than it is sad. But I also think the classical guitar hits a similar register to the ukulele, but it's not a ukulele. And I think this did start arguably one of the worst cultural shifts ever known to man, which is sad or quiet or slowed ukulele covers of popular music, which I think is sort of irredeemable and arguably one of the first steps towards all the predicaments we're in now. But this works really well and sounds really good. So, again, I think maybe the theme is going to be that we find the roots of things and realize how much everyone overexposed and ruined them. But they were good at the start.
Yeah. I totally agree that the seeds of uke cover culture were planted here. Very incisive, Josiah. I learned things from you. You teach me so much.
I'm trying to think, we should quickly, while we're talking about normies ruining things, or maybe not, I don't know. How do you feel about these, like some of these Halloween costumes? I'm sure that I dressed as Team Zissou at one point in my life. I must have. I can't think of it. I can't find a picture, but...
This video I love because it's clearly taken at a high school, and
they're playing the. I love this. I really love this little quirky synth song and the score version of it too.
It's so good because it's like one of those costumes that you'd have to keep explaining to everyone that's not in your hipster friend group at school.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it was always fun to have a costume like that once, but then you're like, oh, maybe I should just be like Bart Simpson or something that everyone knows instead.
Yeah, dude, it's the biggest pain in the world to have a explainer costume.
To be like, I'm Frank Serpico in chapter 17 of the Blu-ray. Yeah. Here's a little kid. I mean...
Yeah, this one I'm opposed to. I'm opposed to putting little kids in costumes that
are like hipster, like that they don't know what it is.
Yes, that they don't know what it is. I mean, I guess this kid's at the.
So you're like, it's kind of like, it's similar to being like, name 5 songs if someone's wearing a Metallica shirt, but you're talking to a little kid and being like, name 5 cinematic references that Wes was pulling from in this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like. It's for the parents. Yeah. Like the parent, it's for the parents to impress their friends.
Also, like, what year is this from? Because I think that it's also like way too late. I feel 5 years ago for your kid to be dressed as. It also, I guess, is kind of like a pretty good lazy costume in general because you just. Yeah. Well, the shirt's pretty legit.
They did, yeah. I think they put some effort into this, but it is functional. The kid can play around. There's no trailing veils to trip over or get muddy.
I'm trying to think what is like a good little kid Halloween costume, and I don't really know.
Like a pumpkin.
I think little kids should stay home on Halloween. It's more for the fellas to run around.
I think little kids should be pumpkins, apples, cabbages, stuff like that.
Now this one is the Life Aquatic at Broome Library, CSUCI, and we're probably gonna get.
They really half-assed this.
They did, yeah. They're just, again, like I said, the toques being all different was a nice half-assedness that I appreciated. It made me think, maybe the costume person could only find these specific ones. Obviously, it was on purpose. Oh my God, this last person? That's not even anything.
Yeah, come on.
That's pathetic.
Yeah, it's clearly this main guy. This was this main guy's idea.
And I am worried that this one's not even a Halloween thing, but it's like a zombie walk. They did a Zissou walk instead of a zombie walk, which is just so upsetting.
I think CSUCI. At the Broom Library.
Oh, it does say, it says Halloween 2009. Okay, that's...
Okay.
This was uploaded by the actual Broom Library as well. They were so proud of it. And they only have 3 subscribers. Okay, another thing on this video from October 30th, 2009, it has a bunch of quotes from the movie. And they're quotes that I thought were funny while I was watching it. But immediately, as soon as it's taken out of context, I feel ashamed of myself for liking the quotes. For
like
liking,
what?
It says, "Who's going to tell us the Latin names of all the fishes and everything?" In the film, I thought that was pretty funny when he said that. But I feel disgusted sort of reading it in the context of this video. I feel ashamed of myself. It's like making me feel very nauseous. And
release your shame.
I mean, did you ever have like a show that you would quote with your friends out loud before, or a movie that you just like love to say quotes from? Like, you know?
I mean, I think that was quote. It used to be, that's how you used to be funny.
Yeah.
The funniest person in high school knew all the quotes. I think The Hangover was very quotable.
Oh, wow.
I think, when that came out, that rocked high school. Step Brothers rocked my school.
Mm-hmm. I used to just, obviously, The Simpsons was big for me and my friends. And I used to get grossed out when older people would quote Monty Python, but for me, it was like cool to quote The Simpsons. And now I just think quoting stuff is like, maybe I should lean into it for some sort of persona, because it makes me feel, usually I'm just looking for things that make me feel so wretchedly uncomfortable. So I think it's like...
A quote culture that I was really alienated from and really disgusted me, even when I was a teenager, was Old Greg, the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah. I like...
People...
I kind of love Noel Fielding as like almost as like a socialite or a guy. Like because I watch a lot of British TV, and I kind of fuck with him like on quiz shows and stuff, just because he's like so weird and creepy and like leans into it. But the Mighty Boosh is like pretty much just like straight up awful, I think.
Yeah, it's bad.
But but I also quoting it is like a whole other level of oof.
Yeah, it was a really rough time for me in my adjacent.
I used to also always quote the British Office with my friends. We'll have to save that for another episode, but that was like a big quote fest for me, remembering different British Office lines, saying them in a British accent. That went crazy back then. Kind of does now too, but I'm not going to do it. So yeah, I mentioned briefly the Criterion. Here's a review of the Criterion. I had this Criterion.
The movie Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, starring Bill Murray as Steve Zissou, Owen Wilson, Kate Blanchett, Angelica Houston, Willem Dafoe, Jeff Goldblum, Michael Gamson, and Bud Cort, directed by Wes Anderson. Now, on the front cover, it looks a little bit different.
I will just say real quick, it's pretty sick that Bud Cort is in this. He is actually like one of the least memed about type of guys, but he's so sick. And I just watched Brewster McCloud with him recently. And he's in Harold and Maude.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like the real deal for this kind of guy, and he's so good.
He's awesome. He's the prototype.
Totally, and it's weird that he hasn't become memed about, but maybe it's because he doesn't have like main character energy of the other guys.
Than Wes Anderson's previous films in Criterion.
This is a big reveal, by the way.
There's no little drawings on it.
Okay,
well, this is
I'm
one
shocking.
Of the only
I'm prepared to be shocked.
Criterion,
see, there you go. It's one of the only.
That was the big reveal.
This has the drawings by Eric Chase Anderson, Wes Anderson's brother. And this is the director's 2-disc special edition.
I used to have this. And
then it comes with this little pamphlet right here. I don't know if it comes in the 1-disc one, but it came with this.
I think I had the 2 discs, so I can't answer.
Yeah, the disdain he says it shows towards the 1 disc.
The artwork is created by Wes Anderson's brother, Eric Chase Anderson. So overall, this movie was okay.
Eric Chase
it wasn't Wes Anderson's best.
This movie was okay.
But the movie is basically about
I'm rocking with this.
Marine biologist Steve Zissou, which is a pothead. When him and his crew go on a final voyage after their last voyage where his best friend was eaten by some weird shark. So Steve Zissou, his son, his wife, and the rest of the crew go to hunt down the shark and destroy it.
Which is a pothead.
But as the movie goes on, there's a little bit kind of
quoting YouTube videos
subplots.
is really fun.
For example, they get captured by pirates. They get robbed by pirates. All kind of
Unforgivable.
weird stuff. But overall, I really did like this one.
Does he
I do
smoke
recommend
pot
it.
in the movie?
Yeah, he does.
This is gonna be a short
there's-
review. There's
Oh.
not much I can say about it besides, Matthew Gray Gobbler's in it. If you don't know him,
Gobbler.
he plays one of the Chipmunks. I'm pretty sure it's Simon from Alvin and the Chipmunks. He plays Bart in that movie, How to Be a Serial Killer. Well, anyway, I did like this movie. It wasn't Wes Anderson's best, but I do recommend it. You can find it on Amazon for very cheap. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm
You're
Jack
welcome.
Evans, and see you later. Bye.
Thank you for this video. Was your name Jack Evans? It's incredible.
Jack Evans.
Let's see.
His YouTube name is Movie Daddy 69.
Oh my God! Comments are turned off. I hope people weren't cruel to Movie Daddy 69 when he uploaded this in 2013. Spine 300. I wonder if that's like a DVD collector thing to number your spines as you collect them. I can't resist just quickly putting this one on because
Okay.
I love Movie Daddy 69 so much.
Hi, I'm Jack Evans. Today I'm going to do my first unboxing video, and today I'm going to unbox the Jackass box set. Before I start unboxing it, I want you guys to know I'm a huge, huge fan of Jackass, and I plan on doing a whole bunch of movie reviews on
Let's
Jackass.
go.
So anyway,
Whole
here's the
bunch.
front cover of the box set with the crutch is an skull.
Skull.
Oh, the crutch is.
the
I thought he
back.
said the
It's the
crushed
features.
skull.
Now let's open it up. Now on the side you
Let's
can
do
see
it.
Volume 1.
I
Volume
think he's
2,
unboxed this
Volume 3,
already.
bonus
Yeah,
disc,
I
and
was
a special
expecting there to
book.
be ripping some. Oh no, there was. Oh yeah, the
Comes with the
stickers
set.
on it. I wonder if he's
Yeah.
buying these
Bikini.
used.
This has got to be used.
There's not much unboxing to be done. You're just kind of showing
Steve-O
up.
getting his
No.
ass pierced.
I never
Johnny getting hit in the
I never
nuts.
understood the appeal of unboxing.
Party boy. This
Yeah,
is
I
one
mean,
of
I
my
guess it
favorites.
depends.
That's really funny.
Certainly, the packaging is a big part of
cast
the
and crew.
appeal. Which this is.
Preston chasing Wee Man, which is a favorite.
He's just pointing out what's happening in all the pictures.
Then it comes with this little.
That's kind of what we're doing.
That's true. We're no better than Movie Daddy 69.
So this is the Jackass box set. Sir Bamala. Johnny getting kicked.
Sir Bama.
Junkyard. Preston chasing Wee Man.
He's just repeating.
So it comes with
He
4
just
discs.
said them all
and,
twice. Literally just
little book
recapped
and this
the
little
entire
cool case.
thing.
You can find it on Amazon for very cheap. Anyway, here's the box set.
I wonder if he says that at the
Dude,
end of every
the
video.
CTAs of finding it on Amazon for very cheap is so good.
It's so good. He crushed the CTAs.
$20 for a box set? I guess that was. Does that feel cheap to you? Very cheap?
Yeah,
I don't think he found it on Amazon with that sticker.
That's true. Maybe he just did some research after.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm into him. Respect. Thanks for the info. Now I know what it'll be like if I ever buy that box set. I guess while we're talking about products, unfortunately, I couldn't find this in English, and it is 36 minutes long.
Okay.
But this is like I think a Thai review of the super rare Team Zissou Adidas trainers.
Sick. These guys are just like Adidas heads.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the official pair. I heard rumor that these shoes were limited to 100 and given out at the premiere only, which is like such an insane flex. I can't believe that. Like, I feel like this is another example of Wes Anderson just kind of doing it right with his newfound infamy and money to just like make bespoke Adidas like a million years before hypebeast culture was really at its peak.
Do you currently possess any of these kind of like low profile Adidas shoes? The like Sambas or
I don't. I never really took the plunge. I don't think I have any Adidas right now. Actually, I'm more, as you know, I'm more into like offensively ugly sneakers, like like Nikes that look like they've been melted in a volcano, or the like, or the New Balance loafers. So these are a little bit too low key. And the Zissou-ness of them feels a little cringe at this point. But if I could have the 1 of 100, I think I probably wouldn't resist.
Well,
they are
those
very
were on Etsy.
stylish right now. No, but I think these are like official, is what I'm saying. Like these are like the real deal. They got the box and everything. I'm not gonna get
they're
some
stylish,
dupes.
but I think they're kind of becoming washed. And I know that because I have one. By the time I get to the trend, it's over.
Well, would you rock the Adidas Zissous though?
Would I?
Let me just check.
I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no.
Actually, no. So they did reissue them without the word Zissou on them, which I think is not as cool. But even those are going for like $500-$600. The non. So I wonder if it's even possible to find the 100 pairs that say Zissou on the side. Oh, I just found them. 650 British pounds for.
That doesn't that doesn't seem that bad for a 1 of 100.
Yeah, that's true.
Am I so
No, like if you were obsessed
bougie pilled?
I mean, I'm definitely the wrong person to talk to with how I spend my money, but you would be getting. You don't have to reveal foot size on pod if you don't want. But these are 7.5 US men's. I don't know if that's gonna. Yeah. So I'm guessing they're gonna go on the mantle. But for a piece of art that's on the mantle, 650 GBP, you could do worse.
Yeah.
There's worse things you could spend your money on.
It's an investment. It's an investment. That's what you tell the wife.
Exactly. They do look pretty sick, though. I'll send you a picture of the real. These are a close up of the Zissous.
Yeah, they look cool.
They
look small. They do look like a 7.5.
They do somehow. Even the picture looks like a 7.5.
Yeah.
They do. They don't even really look like the current low profile shoe trend. They look like something else entirely. I don't know. They almost look like a bowling shoe. So, I guess where I was getting at with this was another thing that this movie I feel like kind of started was an object fetishism from looking at things in the background. You know, we saw the rings on Etsy. We didn't mention it out loud, but I know that we both saw them. But people sell the Team Zissou rings. People are drooling over the Zissous. I even found someone talking about his actual watch that he wears in the movie.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Wristwatch Addiction.
This is Wristwatch Addiction.
It's a beautiful day here in Tennessee. And today on Wristwatch Addiction, we're going to get back to my own collection. Watches I've had in the past, watches I currently have. And today we're going to look at a watch that I first discovered when I was watching a Bill Murray movie called The Aquatic Life of Steve Zissou.
What do you think about calling this a Bill Murray movie? The Aquatic Life.
More importantly than that, how did he say the name backwards? How did he even do that? I don't even understand.
All right, guys,
The Aquatic Life.
The Aquatic Life of Steve Zissou.
Yes, I know I said The Aquatic Life of Steve Zissou, but I'm always doing that. I'm always flipping things around. It's not that I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just I get in a hurry. My apologies. I'll try not to do that too
Why
many
not just
times
take the intro
video.
again? You've been
This is a
correcting yourself
2004
so much
Wes
longer.
Anderson film.
Crazy.
He doesn't have a
Very
Caleb to
quirky,
fix
like
his
all Wes Anderson
errors.
films. All-star cast, paying homage to this gentleman, the famous Jacques Cousteau.
Okay, I didn't know that
And just
Cousteau
like
wears the
Cousteau
actual
himself,
outfit. The red tube.
I have to
seen
say,
in this photo
I didn't
here.
either.
We
Yeah.
have the
That's
little
crazy.
beanies,
Wristwatch
we have
Addiction
the blue
has
outfit, we have the
beat us
entire
to
I know, we got to
punch.
get him on.
following
We got to get
along
him on.
his adventures.
Check out his affiliate
This
links in the video. He's
specific
got
adventure,
an actual Amazon
Bill
link to
Murray
the
is out to
Vostok
find the
amphibia
shark
diver
who ate
with
his
Zissou
friend.
dial
And
on
in
rubber
this
dive
movie,
strap
he is
watch.
wearing a Russian Vostok amphibia with what's affectionately
Do you
titled the Zissou
rock with
dial.
watches?
Available in a
Are
lot
you
of
into the
cases
watch game
like
at all?
this one. But
Not really. Like I
specifically in
have
the movie,
I have
it's
two
worn
swatches.
on
I have the
amphibious
straight edge
710
swatch,
case.
and I have like
And you
a
can see
really
it
funny
here next
Simpsons
to,
one
Kate
because I do like
Blanchett,
Simpsons stuff.
who
I can't
also
resist,
has
but
an
that's about it.
awesome
And those are like
vintage
I don't
piece
know.
on
Those are pretty
during
cheap.
the
I don't think
movie.
I would ever.
All-star
I tend to
cast,
lose
all
things a
with
lot. I can't be
fantastic
walking around with
watches.
that kind of
Bill
coin on
Murray,
my
Owen
wrist.
Wilson, Kate Blanchett,
What about you?
Angelica Houston.
No,
Willem
but
Dafoe
maybe one
is
day.
Amazing in this movie. You can see that.
What are the- what is-
Oh, there's so many watches in this.
Here. Jeff
Yeah,
Goldblum
I would imagine if
plays-
you're a watch
well,
guy, you start
Jeff
obsessing
Goldblum
over.
always plays
You
a
see them
nut,
everywhere.
and it's no different
Yeah.
here.
Look at the slow zoom on Willem Dafoe's.
This is actually this is tight.
On in this movie. This one, a different dial, different case, awesome nonetheless.
I have so
But
much
let's
respect
get
for
into
wristwatch
this
addiction.
17
I came in
Zissou
about to
dial
hate, but
that's being worn by Bill
the attention
Murray.
to detail.
These things
It's impressive.
produced in Russia by the first Moscow watch company.
It's actually really hard to leave this
It is a
video because
Vostok movement. It's graduated,
It's hard to-
rotating,
it's hard to know,
friction
like-
bezel, which means
well, I guess it's
that
not hard to
that
know. It's very
bezel
obvious
will
that
turn
some
left,
set
it
decorator
will
or
turn
costume
right.
designer
It
made
uses
sure they were
friction
wearing the
to hold
Vostok
it in
Amphibia
place.
watch.
And you can see the
Which I guess is
Yeah.
what like
Yeah,
stress
they ha-
that like
of
stresses
that
me out
bezel
about
are done in
imagining
red,
being
the
Wes Anderson is like
remainder
thinking
done
about all
in
this
black.
shit all the time.
And
Seems
it
annoying.
does have luminous hands.
I know.
On the inside of the hands.
Yeah, you know he's up at
some
night
green
thinking about which
loom.
watch
You do
each
have
character
these
should
little
wear.
dots,
Yeah,
little
it's
loom
like-
tips on the outer edge.
So
of
maybe I
each
take back when I
numeral or
also why does
indice.
every
That's
still
your
in this
loom.
look like it's
Your
been like
hands
up-res
and
with
those outer
Mid-Journey?
dots. So not a ton of loom at all.
It's so
You see
weird.
The 710 case is quite small, but it's mated to a rather large.
His product photography is
screw-down crown.
fascinating to
And
me.
that crown
I
we'll
don't know
talk
if he
about
took this
here
one.
in a second,
Well,
but
his affiliate
talking
link on
about the
Amazon
case,
is
it
out of
is
stock, but I'm
a
curious how much.
39
Oh, this is not even.
case,
This watch is
46
$170,
millimeter lug to
and that's
Okay.
Canadian.
Fits
So
pretty
Yeah.
much like a mid-century watch.
Might be
So
a-
is that good or bad?
15 millimeter
well, you know,
stack
some of
height,
you hear like
mainly due
when people are like watch people, they're spending like 10K on a watch, aren't they? Like I don't
Yeah,
know. It's,
yeah.
So this is a lot better than that. While we're talking about object fetishism, I think naturally, as it trickles down culture or up, depending on how you look at it, it does eventually become a Funko Pop. Of course,
This is Bruce, and I'm here with a look at the Emerald City Comic Con 2019 exclusive Funko Pop of Steve Zissou from The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. I
Now
ordered
this is an unboxing.
from the Funko
there you go. He
shop,
took it out of the box. You hear the plastic creak.
which is why it has a more standard, generic sticker on it and not the Emerald City sticker. Let me tell you
What's
about
Emerald
my boat.
City sticker?
No clue.
This
you know?
pop seems to
No
say,
idea.
and it's a good representation of Steve Zissou in pop form. One of the first things I like about this is the sculpt. The position he's in allows us to not only have a pop of Steve,
just
but also
brought the
of a
pop
little
out of
representation
focus.
of the Belafonte
There we go.
in
Now we're
his
back.
hands. It's a good
Now we're
little
back,
sculpt
baby.
of the boat.
Oh, he did it
It
again.
would have been kind of cool. I think
The camera
model
work
movie
has a lot to
a
be
little
desired.
tiny deep search on the back, so it would have been cool if we had a little blippy yellow with that.
The
little
ship
submarine.
actually looks
I'm
really
interested,
bad.
But still, the
Oh,
Belafonte looks
it's horrid.
good. It's simple, but it's great.
He said it's a good sculpt, but I'm
I
really
love
interested in the
way they
difference between a
handled
bad,
the Team Zissou
a
shoes.
bad pop and a
I've
good pop.
always liked those
from a
shoes and
pop
seeing
head.
them represented.
True. That's
with
very
a good
true.
color
Like,
scheme, good
where do
paint
you
job,
draw the
and pop
line?
form.
I mean,
Just awesome.
as
I
we
like
do
the
this
Team
show,
Zissou
I'm
outfit
almost
and
getting
the
stressed by the
details
sheer
on
number of
the
different
vinyl
topics we
color,
need
just
to
like the paint
explore.
on the sleeves.
But I think pops are going to be a big part of our lives for the
really,
next
really, really good work.
10
And
or
then his
15 years, or
representation
however
long this
of
takes.
the head.
I'm sure
Great
we
job
will.
on
I'm sure they'll
the
be
knit cap. The little
woven
beanie
in
looks awesome.
like
Some
the knit
really,
cap.
really nice texturing to it.
So that's the pop, and I guess it's just interesting to think about it going either up or downstream into normie culture. The Life Aquatic even referenced and gets some big laughs in this Call of Duty Warzone clip where they just land in some water, which I couldn't believe.
I'm not going to that bar yet. We're gonna die as soon as we get there.
Yeah, we're gonna die anywhere we go, Josh.
Probably. The money
fucking
situation's
Thelma
gotta be a
and
little better
like
than this.
Thelma and Louise right now. You might as well just go off the fucking cliff, my dude.
My dude.
This is interesting. They're doing like. Do you think they do like a bit?
Okay.
There we go.
Here, listen.
Deep sea fucking Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
Big laugh.
The legend of Steve Irwin. I told this cocksucker, this is why I drive from now on.
Why does that guy sound like so much like Bill Burr? Also,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like they're playing pretend. They each have like a different accent they have to do.
I think you're just describing toxic masculinity, really.
You just have to pretend.
You just have to
True that.
do a bit at all times. No, I don't know. That's I mean that it's I just double checked. Like, this is someone with 1 subscriber named Mo. This has 21 views, but that got a big laugh to just say The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. And why did it get? Do you think that they know what it is? They just drove their car into water.
I don't think they know what it is, because one guy immediately just started talking about Steve Irwin. Like, that's I think they're just going through the Rolodex of things to say when you get wet, and that one popped up.
So we've talked about normie culture. I've got a couple of songs to show you, and I've also got a couple of parodies. But first, you had this nice video that I'm realizing I didn't find because they misspelled the word hipster in the title. It's called The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou Created Modern Hispiters. That's why I didn't find it. So this is Hipster Bible. Anything we need to know about this before we dive in? I have nervous anticipation.
I do think it's funny. I didn't realize this at the time, but it's funny that this guy made a thumbnail, a graphic design thumbnail, when his video is him taking a jog and just yapping away. I didn't watch it closely, so I'm in for the ride too.
Okay. Yeah,
we can just stop it whenever you feel like you've had enough. Turn it off.
See, yeah, it says Hipster Bible. It has like a thumbnail. So I was expecting like sort of a more polished cultural commentary thing, but it is just a guy running with a GoPro.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a YouTube essay.
On Hulu, I watched The Life Aquatic with Steve.
Where is the GoPro located?
I think it's pronounced Zissou.
Yeah, that's
it's completely hands-free.
He's just wearing. He must be wearing like a belt with like it's almost like a strap-on selfie stick. This also is This video is 8 years old. Like, I know I'm losing track of time, but 8 years ago. When is that? 2017? Is that even a time to be talking about hipsters or The Life Aquatic or even Hulu for that matter? I mean...
Wait, why are we talking about Hulu?
He just said he's ranting because he watched it on Hulu.
On Hulu, I watched The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. I think it's pronounced Zissou.
Zissou.
Starring Bill Murray. This is a, what is his name? Wes Anderson movie. And,
this is giving me motion sickness.
It wasn't really my
I don't
cup
get
of tea,
motion sickness.
But I do believe that this movie
it's giving me motion
invented
sickness.
the current wave of hipster.
So the current wave of hipster, I just want to point out, I went to this guy's channel. He did his own Netflix Hulu commentary track of Happy Gilmore. So you can just like listen to this guy. That's so cool. Where do you think he lives?
We should do that.
We should do that. Where do you think he lives?
He could live anywhere. I mean, to me, this looks like the Midwest. He's living somewhere with seasons. I think.
There's the trees are barren currently.
Yeah. It looks like March to me. But he could be anywhere. He could be in the middle of Canada, for all I know.
We don't have Hulu in Canada.
Suburb.
We don't have Hulu.
Oh.
And I now have a location, so I want to see how you're kind of like the GeoGuessr of the show. Can you?
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say Central Illinois.
I'm just seeing if where this place is considered Midwest. Yes, it is Midwest. It's not Central Illinois. I actually don't even know what this state stands for. The initials.
Okay, hit me. I know most of my states.
It's close. Okay, I'll just give you another hint. It's west.
Okay.
It's west of Illinois. Southwest.
Okay, so
slightly
is
south.
it Missouri?
Close. It's Wichita.
Is it? Oh,
Wichita,
Kansas. Okay.
Wichita, Kansas. Okay, KS is Kansas.
It came out 2004.
I didn't know that.
I mean, I remember when this was out, and I thought it was actually around 2007. I guess my
I kind I had that too.
Really?
Anyways, Bill Murray is this Jacques Cousteau ripoff, and he is a deep sea explorer.
I understand
dives underwater.
The irony of saying this and the sort of it's both ironic and so obvious that it's almost not worth saying, but I still feel like this in particular video, 6.5 minutes of a guy who doesn't know anything talking about how a Hulu movie invented hipsterdom in 2018. I find this particularly self-indulgent. Do you?
Oh, it's like it's almost sociopathic
Has a boat,
to
submarine,
film yourself
all
jogging
these
like
various,
this.
crew members, unpaid interns, topless script girl. Why does the documentary have a script girl? You gotta ask yourself these questions.
Well,
Well,
most
he's premiering a new
documentaries do
doc.
have scripts, you dumbass.
Was it a feature? Was it a short? I'm not
Fucking
really
idiot.
sure, but had quite the
I would hit this guy with my car.
the
if I saw
grand
him
showing
jogging
wherever
with
he
his
was
selfie
doing
stick.
this out in Europe. And people
Out
are
in
saying that,
Europe.
hey, that's not entirely valid looking. It looks
Sometimes
like
I fantasize about hitting people with
But
my
he's like,
car
no,
because
my diving buddy
I just
actually
drive a
died.
Chevy Spark, so I don't
Because,
think it would kill them. It would
I
just
think they said it was
send a
Jaguar
message.
They
shark.
just roll. Yeah.
So he's out on the hunt
Just a
for
warning.
the shark.
I used to,
And
when
this
I was in
has all the
college, I used to want
hallmarks
to get hit by a car
the
so I
Wes
didn't have to write
Anderson.
my papers.
That
That was that was where my mind would go.
an undefined timeline.
He's wearing a Lacoste
I see
polo.
somebody taking a
Or
Yeah.
not polo.
No, it's a
sweatshirt.
It's a hoodie, but it's like
Polaroid
one of those
image.
like
It's a
really
Kodak
tight
camera.
ones.
And it's like, when does
Yeah.
this take
It's definitely
place?
like Lacoste outlet.
Because everybody else is dressing like it's the 60s. Even though this guy had like a 2000s throwaway type camera, early 2000s, late 90s sort of thing.
To be fair,
And you
that
see
is
other
an
people in the crowd.
an interesting point. Is that the film is sort of era agnostic, because I'm pretty sure the Pirates had like DVD players in their
Yeah.
booty. But I think
Yeah.
he's mad about it. But I think that's an interesting element. I think
Yeah, I think it's good, but it was like I think. Well, when did Napoleon Dynamite come out?
Yeah, we're gonna have. I was already thinking while we were watching, we're gonna have to do an app about ND. We're gonna have to sign our NDA. Don't know what that means. I mean, I'm tempted to keep watching, but should we move on from this? The legendary badass.
Could we scroll a little bit to see if he starts talking about hipsters instead of
Right,
just
yeah.
summarizing
That-
the movie?
That's the other thing it drives me crazy. I see this on Letterboxd too, is like writing your own summary of a movie, like as if you're doing a book report in class. It's like you don't need to do that at all.
It is kind of. I've seen this style out of Takashi Kitano. And it is like you stand still and you shoot a whole lot and everybody dies. And you don't even have to
Oh, he's
die.
still talking about the movie.
And there's a whole
Yeah. Where's the hipster part?
that can really wane here in trying to find ways to interject various people into the plot line.
I also, just before we hear whatever he says about hipsters, like, I don't think this, to quote his title, I don't think this created modern hipsters, but I do think that, in fact, I think it sort of the reason that it was so like appealing at the time was because it was like, damn, I'm wearing a toque all the time, and I'm looking for cool 70s clothes at the thrift store, and I think I also. I don't care at this point, but I do think I probably heard the Stooges for the first time in this movie, and then like went and got the record and everything. It was like,
yeah, definitely. But you were listening to Sigaros.
exactly. But yeah, it's like, I don't think it. Sure, maybe some people decided to become hipsters after this, but for those of us who were already there, we felt seen by this.
Angelica Houston. The
So
wife
just
I
of
thought
listening
Scene
to
was
cast
like
Bill Murray.
tight pants and
Just out of nowhere, they have to go buy her
Flat
place
iron
for some
hair.
more funding.
Actually,
I mean,
this
they go and
Lacoste
they
hoodie has a
hatch
bit of a
rescue
scene
plan
fit.
to rescue this bean counter guy.
So we're 4.5
kind of-
minutes into the jog, and
help
he's
her.
still.
Everybody goes down in this submarine. Oh yeah, and Owen Wilson died in a helicopter crash because it affects him deeply. They go underwater in the submarine.
He's just summarizing
see the
the
Jaguar
movie.
shark. I guess they have some footage of it. Premiere their little movie.
I also feel like
Steve Zissou seems to get back
if
on
you're
top
gonna
of
get out of
things,
breath this
but now
quickly,
he's sad,
maybe don't
and that's your film.
do a jogging
But look
video.
at the way hipsters act and
I know.
behave and how they gravitate towards this movie. And yes, I understand there are films prior to this. I hated with passion the Royal Tenenbaums. When I worked in a video store, I recommend people not rent that.
Oh, he works in
When
a
they
video.
did against my wishes,
This is
they'd
classic
come back and
video
they'd say,
store
"You were right,
worker
it's trash."
mentality.
being
This
like
is the more
at least when you
accessible
were like the record
film
store
from him that spurned
cool
this
guy,
hipster
Did he say sperm to this?
generation here. Look at all the people wearing the beanies.
Being like a record store elitist, at least
Look
is
at all
kind
the
of
people
part of
wearing
a
the tight
tradition.
shirts,
But
tight
being a video store
pants.
elitist is like, that's
kind of
nasty.
pretending like they don't know what year it is. That's this movie for you. Not terrible. It just drags some places. Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, I give 2.5 out of 4 stars.
What? That's like a really good review, actually. I can't even do the math. Isn't that like A? Maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
B,
I mean, it's
B minus.
It's 80. Yeah, that video is crazy.
That video's crazy.
I can't believe it. It took him 90% of the video to summarize the movie, and he makes his point.
And then he said that they were wearing beanies
at the very end.
That was why.
He needs to do it the other way. He should summarize the movie in the first minute and a half, and then spend the rest of the video making fun of stuff.
It's true. I think he stopped jogging, even though his channel says he is running literally the most original daily vlog. But now he just seems to be doing like why Shane Gillis's ESPYs monologue wasn't great. Conservative influencers get influenced on Epstein's case. Netflix has a season 2 problem. That's so sick.
It's so interesting. His Bad Boys 2 Netflix commentary track has 1 million views.
Oh my god. Yeah, maybe we should steal that idea and do some commentary tracks, like on the Ron Swanson Animal Collective movie or something. Okay. Well, we've seen the jogging rant, and we've seen the Funko Pop unboxing. But what if we watched a parody that is about guns that we both put on the list because we were so excited?
Would you like to join our crew?
Would I like to...
I want you on Team Straight Shooting.
I think this one really is interesting to me because, so this is like, I think a gun review channel, perhaps. They're in a gun store. This is called My Gun Diary. This is from 7 years ago. I thought it would actually be newer, but that's still, 7 years ago, someone commenting, where did you get a Polaroid camera, lol? Like, I think what's interesting is the hipsterdom that our jogging friend was just describing so quickly became a more right-wing coded thing. That now, like, being like a Life Aquatic guy doing a gun video, that actually totally tracks to me.
Oh, yeah. I'm really fascinated by the level of effort they put into this.
Well, I don't think I can do that.
One other point, in that when you pause it and there's like a preview of the more videos, the guy is wearing the exact same outfit.
Well,
you see that?
I think I saw that it might be like behind the scenes or something. I think there's a BTS of this one. Because if you go to the channel,
the Great Pumpkin Shoot.
Yeah, I think they did because oh my god, they're like reviewing sniper rifles and whatnot. This is crazy.
Someone's got to.
That's true. I'll give it a 2.5 out of 4.
Well, why not?
I don't have the background for it. It's not even my field.
Well, none of us do. Felix used to be a tennis pro. Steven made hand-blown light bulbs. We're a pack of strays. Don't you get it?
Scott, I'm not even that good of a shooter. The answer's yes.
Well, it's gotta be. I'll order you a red cap and a bikini. Cut. Felix, why aren't you rolling?
Could I have a word with you, please?
Why aren't you getting this? That was a damn tearjerker. Why did you cut it, man?
Because the sound is going to be shit. She doesn't even know how to hold the boom. She doesn't know diddly about what we do.
Don't cut unless I say cut.
I've never seen so many guns in all my life.
So they've left the gun shop and now she's getting her Polaroid taken on.
Felix uses.
What? You're American. What are these like big dusty areas where you shoot guns called? What even is this? It's like a dust
shooting range.
But is it a shooting range or is it just like a dust area? Like, did they pay to get in here?
I doubt it.
They just
I think
drove
this is
out
like,
to the dust.
Yeah, they drove out to the dust. This country's covered in dust. It's like It's like 80% dust, 20% civilization.
It's for continuity. There you go.
Oh, no.
No exceptions. Everybody gets one.
He's giving her a
Hey,
Glock.
Steve! Do the spokesmodels get M&P 2.0s from Sierra Coast Southwest?
No, they all share one.
Just take it.
They impressively really did respect the dialogue from the original. It was almost verbatim with a few changes like the bikini.
Yeah, they did they make the gun make and model more specific?
They did, yeah, because in the original he just says, "Do they all get Glocks?" So that was him kind of flexing his knowledge of whatever hyper specific gun that was.
I liked it how the video's titled in parentheses stabilized, and they did that weird
that weird like underwater effect that used to happen on videos.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh man. Okay, well I have another parody for you, which is definitely in the same realm. Perhaps slightly less right wing, but certainly more modern and sort of the end of hipster coded, which is the IPA company Goose Island has done.
I'll take Jen and Mike.
Thanks. Thanks a lot for not picking me.
And I think it's even the same
We're in the middle
scene
of
from the movie,
now,
no?
Ian, what's the deal?
Sick of being on B Squad.
Listen,
I think so.
I know you're
I
on
think
B Squad,
so,
but you're the
yeah.
B Squad leader.
I've always thought of you like my dad.
Let me tell you about my beer.
B Squad is a beer to meal. A beer to meal
Yes,
is a beer
these
brewed
guys,
with honey. The beer starts in the brew house.
These guys
This is
are
where
more
we brew the
devoted
beer.
to the bit,
This is also
which
where
makes
we add the
sense.
honey drum.
Yeah, they did more in post, I think.
Yeah.
During fermentation is where we add apricot to the beer.
I mean, it's also just like
Mike hangs out at the brewery a lot. He's supposedly very intelligent, although I've never
it's
seen any sign of
so
it.
it's so, like doing a Wes Anderson parody in 2014 where you're talking about adding apricot to your IPA is like you have to respect it. That's so on the nose that there's just they're clearly living their truth in a powerful
Yes,
way.
absolutely. I thought you were about to say it was self-aware, but I don't think it is self-aware.
No, absolutely
I think
not. It's just like it's earnest.
Yeah.
Yeah, they reference more scenes than just the one. So this is the B Squad beer de meal, the honey beer, and even on the label they've got red beanies on the bees. Have you ever had B Squad by Goose Island?
I missed this batch. It's probably I don't like these honey beers.
Oh yeah,
nasty.
Yeah, it's too much. I would fuck with like an IPA that tastes like pennies or something. But the honey, once you add honey, I don't know.
No, yeah, sickly sweet. But this was probably the best day at work ever for these guys.
Oh yeah, then they probably said that too. Best day ever. Well, okay, I got a couple more things to show you and to play for our listeners who aren't seeing. This is still kind of in the cringe YouTube territory now. I don't know too much about these fellows, and I fear I'm going to have to learn a whole lot more. But this is epic rap battles of history. Do you know much about these?
I was not when they were coming out. I was not rocking with these guys. So yeah, it's lost on me too.
This show is not necessarily about being too cool for things, but I think that's going to come up a whole lot. And there's no way that until this very moment of my life have I been ready to embrace epic. But at this point, I'm very open-minded and very ready to get very into the lore. So I mean, is it two guys who are different characters every time?
I don't know. I always thought, I have no idea. It could be the same guy doing two different characters. I don't know.
Well, it looks like it's Peter Shukoff and Epic Lloyd Alquist. So it's two main guys going toe-to-toe. This one, shockingly, is from 2020, this video, which is insane to me.
That is crazy. Yeah. I do think 2020 was the dying gasp of millennialism.
Really? Oh wow.
That's my theory. Well, that's my theory.
Is that around the time people started saying vibe shift?
Yeah, that's one of the major things that happened during 2020 was people saying vibe shift.
And I think they were right in a sense, but are you saying that now, I'm probably going to reference this every week, but what with new corporate Memphis murals being put up in every city and people still doing the Napoleon Dynamite voice on TV, etc., those are sort of the corpse of millennialism still wafting over everything rather than...
Absolutely.
It's not millennial dominance. Yeah. It's like the new has been born but hasn't quite spread yet.
Yeah, that's zombie millennialism for sure.
Okay. Oh my God.
And I love epic rap battles with zombies.
We've somehow mentioned zombies like 5 times this week, which okay, let's check this out. Thank God he talks about Steve Zissou right off the top, so we don't have to stay too long.
He looks like Billy Joe Armstrong.
Yes,
currently.
You get on my nerve. You're the only manatee I don't want to conserve. My life aquatic was adventure and beauty. I'm so cool. Bill Murray played me in the movie.
So he says, my life aquatic was adventure and beauty. I'm so cool. Bill Murray played me in a movie. So it's really like Haley Williams level lyricism going on here.
Yeah, and I also think, depending if the dates match up, this makes the that COD video make a lot more sense.
Right,
like,
because
they were just referencing epic rap battles of history.
It does work that way because that was only 2 years ago. So the timelines do match up.
Yeah, it's way more likely those guys are epic rap battles of history fans than
I guess,
Wes Anderson fans.
I know that my worst impulse is that I want to defend things like this for no good reason, but I will say battle rap isn't really music. It's like its own thing. And so in that sense, like, but I don't know enough about the minutia of battle rap to know if they're good at it. And I think they lean too heavily on the bits and especially the costumes in an annoying way. But it's hard to judge. I don't think battle rap is music, is all I'm saying. So it's hard to.
Well, how do you think? Can you form this opinion as comedy?
Yeah, I think it's its own. It's almost like how like being good at impressions isn't really very funny, but it also is. Yeah. It's in that. I think battle rap is part of the 5 elements of comedy, not hip hop. That's what I think.
Battle rap, ventriloquism.
Yeah.
Shadow
obviously
puppets,
stand-up improv, and
political cartooning,
political satire in general. Yeah, that's the 5 elements of comedy. But so with that in mind, maybe let's check out some actual music. This is the rapper Ghetto Socks with the official video for his song "The Life Aquatic."
Supposedly, Cousteau and his cronies invented the idea of putting walkie-talkies into the helmet.
Were you aware of this song?
No,
coming into it?
No, I just
really?
dug deep. This is an Australian rapper. The name is familiar. The name is. I have a feeling when I was a music writer, I was probably forced to write about him. Let's see if he's on Exclaim at all.
He's Juno nominated, Josiah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe he is Canadian.
Yeah, he was born in Ottawa, but his origin is Halifax.
Okay, so maybe just the people who produced this are from. Well, my friend Sarah posted this video on Exclaim. I'm sure we were forced to.
There was a.
And in fact, this album cover might have made it into my worst album covers list. He's eating. It's as if he's eating
really
sushi
bad,
off of a naked lady, but it's there's sushi and McDonald's cheeseburger and a Slurpee. Oh my god.
Do you remember that there's like that Seinfeld mixtape that was really popular 15 years ago?
Oh, it sounds kind of... Was it like the Seinfeld Current Day?
No, this predates that. But I just think it seems like there's a link between like conscious hip hop and like making a song about
yeah, big time
some crap. some crap you watched on TV.
I wish I could find the lyrics for this, but Ghetto Sucks has not popped off nearly enough.
The hook.
He's wearing the red toque, but
I'm submersible. The verse murderer surge below the surface.
I'm submersible.
He's not really referencing The Life Aquatic very much at all. He had the sound clip at the start.
I mean, that's good. I think it's a good artistic impulse not to reference it too much.
It's true.
I guess.
Died just like a Jaws flick, caustic, swimming in blood, nobody saw shit. Blackwater rap slaughter, catch daughters in the deep end, treading the reef, nobody's leaving.
What do you think of his dog?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just kind of like glaze over completely when this kind of music is on. I have no, I've just kind of, my soul leaves my body for a second, but I do like a dog wearing a hat, I guess. I'll give him that. I'm curious how much Canadian government grant money he's received, but it's probably a decent chunk of change. So
to make that video, yeah, I think so.
Well, that's all I got for you. I mean, I guess the final question we got to figure out is The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou an example of millennial excellence? And I think I've said it from the start. There's no question in my mind. This is almost the birthplace of some forms of millennial excellence.
Yeah, I mean, as we all agree, it's the birthplace of modern hisperdom, for one thing. But yeah, I mean, I think the movie's cool, and I think it clearly it's the ecosystem, so to speak, around it is very definitively millennial.
And I guess
and because of that, excellent.
I didn't think of anything to say for an intro, but we're chilling with Bryan Quimby. What's up, Bryan? Welcome to Millennial Excellence.
Hello, Bryan.
Hey.
It's a pleasure.
I feel bad because I am like probably I can't be your only guest in this world, but I am not in a generation. You know what I mean?
You're not in a generation?
I've heard you say that before, to me even, but I think that that's not true. I think that you are, but let's get into
I don't
it.
identify with either of the two that I should be. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel... I'm not like I guess I'm not a Nirvana type guy, you know?
Right.
Although I did see a Nirvana cover band this summer, and I had
that's
an excellent time.
That's the most important kind of entry point, is that you see the world exclusively as different kinds of guys, right? I mean, that's just how you see the world.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, well, the way that I can do the generations is I'll say hair metal, Nirvana, Korn, and then metalcore that I don't understand. That's how I see the generations.
Right.
So which generation are you in that metric?
I would be new metal, but early. My new metal time is weird. It started in 1994 and ended in like 1999. So it was like once new metal became like the biggest music in the world, I was like, fuck this shit, it sucks. So it's kind of, you would call me a hipster, but I wasn't listening to hip stuff. So,
I don't think I would have called you a hipster, to be honest.
but in the way that as soon as it became popular, I was like, this stuff fucking sucks, and moved on to the Strokes, which was too late. I was too late for them too.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know. You don't have to say if you don't want, but do you show age? Do you say age on pod?
I'm 46.
You're 46.
I'm 46.
So what year does that mean you were born?
79. Yeah.
So I think and I've already spoken out against this because I want this to be a vibes-based show, but I think if we were doing year-based, I feel like you're the last year of Gen X. I mean, there's a Smashing Pumpkins song named after your year. So,
brother, I love the Smashing Pumpkins.
But that's
like one I admit now.
But that is like a bridge. The Smashing Pumpkins is a perfect bridge between millennial and Gen X, I think, because it's like kind of secretly indie rock too.
But I was also like 11 when Reality Bites and like Singles came out, which were movies that I liked.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand at all. Like, I had no idea. I remember, I should watch it again, but I've seen Singles more times than anybody should. But like I said, I saw it when I was 11. So I didn't understand any of it. It's about like people in their 20s and 30s in Seattle. And I'm like, I don't know, man. But I also don't I do feel older than like, some of the, millennial thing.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
So immediately you're barreling in here saying that we shouldn't have invited you on because you don't fit into the generations, which is interesting. But so when you go through your life, does this feel like it's an advantage to not fit in, or do you feel lost at sea?
I think it's helped me in my adult life because like I'm not sort of in my mind, I'm not like married to any kind of culture, like time-based culture, you know? Right. So, I'm not one of these guys that's like, oh yeah, man, things used to be so much better back then. Because I've always had this thing in me where I wanted to stay current as well as I can. I'm really bad at it now. I don't like it. Just complained about going to concerts on the podcast I did an hour ago, saying I don't ever want to go to another concert again.
What happened there? Like you also, for me personally, I distinguish concerts from shows, and I don't ever want to go to a show again. I don't want to go see like my friend's band ever again in my life.
No.
I'm busy. Well, but I'll go to a concert. Like I would go see like Kiss or something. Like if there's going to be pyrotechnics and I can show up right when they start and there's parking and everything, that appeals to me.
I went to 2 concerts 2 days in a row last week, and it was hell. But both concerts were great. Like 2 truly great concerts. One of them across the street from my house. I saw Pup and Jeff Rosenstock.
Very millennial choice. I know what the other concert was that you went to.
Oh yeah,
you told me, and it was Deftones, right?
Second time I've seen Deftones.
So to go see Pup and Jeff Rosenstock and Deftones for the second time. I mean, you're not lying. This man does not belong to a generation.
Yeah, Deftones is a fascinating generational study right now because Bryan, I don't know if you've noticed this, but like Deftones amongst young people is perceived as like a sexy girl band. And
man, the first time I saw them. In an arena, because they didn't play arenas when I was growing up, and they were my favorite band in the whole world.
Yeah.
Like for a very long time. Like if you had come to my house when I was in my 20s or 30s, it would have been decorated with pictures of the Deftones and like memorabilia that I got from Deftones concerts. Like I just loved them, and saw them back in. I never saw them in an arena. I don't think I ever thought they'd be an arena band. But we went and saw them back in like January or February, and the place was fucking packed. And like the people were so much younger than me. You would have said the audience like was mainly people in their 20s. Which doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I just talking to John on the POD cast about that. Like, has a band ever, 30 years later, become like one of the biggest bands in the world? Like, from when they started. It's crazy.
That's true. But, I mean, I guess a lot of people would be going to see Pop and Jeff Rosenstock and Deftones. But I still feel like that's, like, Pop and Jeff Rosenstock no offense to anyone. That feels like a soy facing concert, kind of.
Well,
here's a lot of
thing:
high fiving and soy facing.
Now you're gonna make me do this. I went because Steve put me on the guest list as a VIP, and we went out to dinner together. But it was really funny because he was like, "Hey, I just want to hang out, man. You don't have to come to the show. I'd be totally fine if you didn't come to the show. It's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me.
Don't come, please don't come."
Nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. But I also met him at my house, which is across the street from the venue.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, if I didn't go, when I say across the street, I can look out the window right now and see the venue.
You just keep peering through the blinds and then closing it right away.
And so I'm like, yeah, I'll go. I actually really liked that concert. I've never listened to any Pup at all, or I had no idea what Jeff Rosen's stuff.
What was the crowd like for that compared to Deftones?
I mean, older than Deftones. The Deftones crowd was, although there was a guy at Deftones standing next to me that might have been 70, and I was like, well, this guy doesn't. I don't know where this guy got into Deftones.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm kind of in the sweet spot for them. I would say the thing about arena shows now is that people pay $200 to be on the floor, and they ain't gonna fucking move once they're on the floor. They're just they get down there and they stand in the same place, and they're like, I don't want to lose my spot. I'm trying to watch Deftones and be in the front row. So there's no real pit anymore. And that happened to me at Korn too. I saw Korn recently.
If there was a pit though, you would be in there?
Nope.
No.
I'm done doing that too, brother.
I
at the Pup concert, there was an actual real pit. They were losing their minds at that thing. But I was up in the balcony sitting on the most uncomfortable. Well, no, there's no. That's the fucking thing about this VIP. It's insane. They gave me a sticker on the way in that said VIP Pup. And I put that on your shirt. So I did. And I hate putting stickers on my shirts. Because I wear such cool shirts. I wear the coolest shirts.
What shirt were you wearing? Was it Korn Adidas?
Oh, it was actually, no, it was a Supreme Gerbeau thing.
Oh, wow.
Together. Yeah. Cool shirt. Spent a lot of money on it. So it's a label from the 90s from France that I really wanted to have when I was a kid.
Okay, that leads me to something else. I think that's a millennial trait, is because something I love hearing everyone make fun of you about, that I was even talking to you about beforehand, is how you have every possible streaming service known to man. You're describing buying this Supreme collab because you wanted this, or you had it when you were a kid. I think it's very millennial to be like, I missed out on all these treats when I was a kid and I'm going to buy them all. Or your obsession with Legos, etc.
Well, the Legos are gone now. I can't be made fun of for Legos anymore.
What happened?
There's 2 Lego sets. There's 3 Lego sets in this whole house.
The number keeps going up.
Because I thought I was like, oh shit, it would be a lie if I said there were 2. Because there's one I haven't built yet under my desk that I'm trying to finish another one before I'm buying them still, but I'm selling them when I'm done.
Okay.
Because I looked at all those Legos I had because I moved. But I looked at all the Legos I had in my old apartment, and I was like, oh, once I'm done building these, I don't need them at all.
Well, no, it's not the object; it's the treat that you're buying for your inner millennial child that you need.
It's like,
you need to keep going.
What am I going to do with these? In the end, am I going to play with them? That's I recently covered Funko Pop guys. I've seen all these guys that just fill this entire room with Funko Pops in their box. I was like, oh, I think it's kind of weird that they leave them in the box. And then I'm like, well, what are they going to do? Play with them? But then I'm like, well, why do you have them if you're not going to play with them? You know what I mean? Why did?
Well, but explain, dig into it a little bit. Why do you, at 46? Because I'm the same way. Why are you buying Supreme, and why are you buying Adidas Korn? What is it that is the push for that inside, because I have the same sickness with various things.
It's things that well, the Supreme stuff, and I don't buy that much of it, but the I guess streetwear stuff that I wear is not really I couldn't get that as a teenager. It is I wore this stuff. I've been wearing this stuff the whole time. I took a few years off when my daughter was born because it's hard to be stylish when you have a toddler walking around. But like I've always kind of just been like, I just wear whatever. I like brands, or band T-shirts were a thing. I don't wear as many of those now.
Because I think the Gen X thing is like, I'm not going to wear your logo and give you free advertising on some Naomi Klein shit. But I think
keep that shit. Keep that advertising. Listen, hey, you're welcome for advertising.
Yeah, exactly. So this episode that we're putting your guest spot on is about The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I think something I want to investigate with you specifically is sort of the Gen X and millennial appreciation of Bill Murray, because I think they both love him in very different ways. and I know that you know.
Let me tell you, I did a Chive Guys episode.
Yeah.
And it killed Bill Murray 100% for me. When you are scrolling through the Chive, I know. When you're scrolling through the Chive and it's just like, and there's a band now called Bill Murray
there's a band called Bill Murray.
I think they're from Columbus too, but they're getting big. BILLMUR, Bill Murray. Bill Murray. And he's an Ohio guy, but he's playing like he's playing big venues all over the country. Oh my
God, Bill Murray. That's so annoying. That's such a terrible name. Holy shit. That's so awful.
I told you. Like and like for some reason, the fact that he was sort of hitting at the time that I was like also looking at the Chive a lot was just like, Bill Murray can fuck off. And Bill Murray actually fucking has money in the Chive. Like if you go to the Chive right now.
Really?
Yeah. God. Yeah, if you go to the Chive right now and you go into their store, the Chivery, there's definitely some sort of Bill Murray challenge coin or T-shirt in there.
Do you think the Chive, you're the expert, is the Chive for millennials who are so lame that they seem Gen X, or is it for Gen Xers? I actually can't place it.
It's for people 5 years older than me.
Okay, older than you. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because like yeah, I mean, how could you get into, like, I'm looking through their coins right now, which is their big thing.
Yeah.
They do like challenge coins. And like, so the top three are from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And then once you go a little bit lower, you're looking at, hold on, let me get, Spaceballs is another one they do. Then you go down a little bit, the Three Amigos, Christmas Story, Back to the Future, like all of their...
It's just all like the VHSs that were at the campground video store when these guys were kids.
It's like watching Comedy Central when they still like played movies. You know what I mean? Like think of one of those taco ball marker. But if you go look at their shirts, like it's so like transparently just an industry. And
you're saying Bill's making money off of this.
I think he is. I think he's got money in it because when I was doing a Chive Guys episode, first of all, I looked at videos that had Bill Murray doing like golfing with the Chive, like a Chive golf tournament. Because there was a period in 2014 where the Chive was legitimately massive.
Yeah.
It is not that way anymore. And especially since recently they got rid of all the Chivettes. So that really, I think, set them... Me and Chris
Chivettes were like Hooters girls type of, or cheerleaders?
More bikini babes that talk to Chivers in the comments, and they would like post them in bikinis or workout gear all the time. But recently they were like, we're going to, It's so funny what they said is we're gonna take some focus off of hotness and work more on charity.
That's nice.
So their fans are like, well, I was here to look at the ladies,
Right.
So mad, man.
Like they went woke, kind of.
They kind of went woke, but not really, because they're talking about like veteran stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
there isn't a Bill Murray right now, but if I scrolled long enough, there would be a Bill Murray. But they definitely have Bill Murray. They have Life Aquatic coins. I do know that.
So Gen X kind of owns that version of Bill Murray, but then there was, I think we forgot to talk about it on the app, but Miles was reminding me of like Bill Murray going up to people at South by Southwest and taking their fries or whatever.
Or there was like a party tour where he would show up and like he was going from city to city and would just show up at house parties.
And then he'd be like, no one's ever going to believe you, which is like kind of creepy, honestly.
I'm so done with like legend guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Bill Murray's a perfect legend guy.
He's kind of the blueprint. I feel like they tried to do that with Walton Goggins recently, turn him into a legend guy a little bit.
Well, the Chive does sell White Lotus shirts, so that's maybe one of the most. I'm going to be honest. That's one of the more modern things they sell. Like, look, listen. This is like. I can't think if this is Gen X or Millennium. Garlic bread. You know what I mean? You know how people are like really into garlic bread and tacos now?
Yeah.
That is for 50-year-olds or people my age. That is for people in their 40s. There is a shirt on the Chive that says "slut for garlic bread." It just isn't. It is. They love those movies, and I don't think I would put money on like a lot of these guys haven't even seen like the Wes Anderson movies with Bill Murray in them, because they would think they're like sucky. You know what I mean? They have a shirt.
They'd be
disappointed.
Yeah.
For $35, you can buy a shirt on the Chive that says "Die Hard is a Christmas movie."
That's facts.
Do you think that's a fair price? $35 for that?
Should be fucking $53.
Yeah, you're the streetwear guy. One thing I remember doing on your Patreon was you used to be obsessed with. I don't know if you still do it, but like celebrity apologies when they are canceled. I forget what you named it, or
they stopped apologizing these days.
They stopped apologizing. But another thing that has come out since we did the main episode is like, do you guys know about Bill Murray being on this Aziz Ansari movie and it got canceled? Because since this came out, it actually came out what he did on the set. Did you hear about this?
It was insane. Yes, absolutely.
Like, I don't even know what to think about it. It's actually so like compared to other sort of cancellation things, it's so benign, but it's also just so fucking insane that anyone would do this. So I guess just for those who don't know, Bill Murray was shooting this Aziz Ansari movie, which is kind of Aziz Ansari's comeback from being somewhat canceled as well. And on the set, Bill Murray thought it'd be funny to, while wearing a COVID mask, go up to people and start making out with them while they were both wearing masks. And he actually did this to a woman, and he like climbed on top of her on a bed on the set and started kissing her. So what he said was, I thought it was funny, and every time it happened, it was funny. It was a great disappointment because I thought I knew someone and I did not. I certainly thought it was light. I thought it was funny. To me, it's still funny. The idea that you could give someone a kiss with a mask on, it's still stupid. It's all it was. And of course, Fox Searchlight, after an investigation, completely. And you're right. There's no apology here, really. No. He says he feels
people don't
guilty.
do it anymore.
But I mean,
because they're following politics basically. Like, you never have to apologize for anything ever now, and it ruined my show called "I'm Sorry." I can't even fucking do it anymore.
Right. But what do you make of this kissing with masks on? I mean, I feel like when I was like a drunk 19-year-old, I might have done this with my friends and thought it was funny. But I think if you're Bill Murray on a set that has like insurance and intimacy coordinators, you got to know that this is a terrible idea.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And you know what's funny? I'll give you a little preview of something that's coming on Penis Guys. At the beginning of the episode, we read this thing of this guy who's like, I've been wearing my compression pants to the gym, and it shows my bulge, and it seems like I'm making people uncomfortable. What should I do? It's like, put some fucking shorts on. Is what if nobody's uncomfortable, fine. Walk around with your bulge hanging out. You know, but it seems like you know that people are uncomfortable. So change the behavior. And I think like there were probably several hints that people actually didn't like the joke that Bill Murray was doing that he didn't pick up on.
I think that's because if you're the guy who can go up to everyone and steal their fries and be like, no one's ever going to I think it goes back to that phrase, no one's ever going to believe you, is like, if that's your punchline, is not a great start.
It's actually a scary punchline.
Yeah, exactly. So wait, have you seen The Life Aquatic? What do you think of The Life Aquatic?
I've seen it a million times.
And?
Me and my wife is like the world's biggest Wes Anderson fan. Like,
is your wife a millennial?
She's 1 year. She's the same age as me, exactly.
Okay.
So,
okay. So you guys are just lost. You're just inventing your own world as you go.
Yeah. She's a huge fan. She loved Rushmore. She hasn't been watching his new stuff, the thing with the dictator recently. She didn't like, and she didn't like that Asteroid City.
No, I didn't like that one either.
I think what happens is you just get like Life Aquatic was maybe the last one where I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. You know?
Yeah.
Like like that was the one where I was like, oh, I got enough. I've had enough now. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, I liked the movies before it. I liked it, but I don't think I can do any more of these movies after this.
Right. I mean, it's a great final one. It's like so ridiculous. But
yeah, and it's really good. I actually really liked it. I remember seeing it in the theater and being like, I leaving it and being like, oh, that was so good. I can't wait for Wes Anderson's next movie.
Yeah.
Or Bill Murray's next movie. But again, I don't even have like that thing with Bill Murray because like he wasn't that important when I was a teenager and stuff like that. It was like other guys like Austin Powers and stuff.
Right.
Bill Murray.
Yeah, like, do you think there's any coming back from being a legend guy, or are you done? If you reach legendary status, are you done? It's too annoying after.
I think people like us will always find it annoying, but I also think it's sort of a nice retirement plan for charismatic guys that can manage not to fucking make people uncomfortable by kissing them. I can't think of who, like Will Ferrell, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't dislike him. I don't think Will Ferrell's bad.
What is it? Yeah, Miles, you're younger. Do you dislike Will Ferrell? Because I feel like everyone hates Will Ferrell younger than me, but I like the classic Will Ferrell movies a lot.
I don't dislike Will Ferrell, but I have been seeing him on TV commercials, and it saddened me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I think there is something about Will Ferrell that seems like it's for my dad. I don't know why.
Okay.
Well, and he stopped. One guess I would have is that he's like, I'm not going to make these silly movies anymore. Steve Carell, same thing. Like Steve Carell seems like a great guy and everything, but it also seems like he's like, I don't do comedy anymore.
Yeah.
So these guys like if Steve Carell was still doing comedy movies and being goofy, you could see him becoming like a legend guy, or Will Ferrell's the other one. But then they've decided, and Bill Murray did this a little bit too, but he also had the wacky wacky running around doing stuff.
Yeah, he's still the comic relief when he's being serious, I think.
Yeah, and Will Ferrell does the Cubs games where he sings and does the Harry Carey stuff. So, like, I would guess that Will Ferrell is maybe, but again, he hasn't done a funny movie in a long time.
He did Holmes and Watson with John C. Reilly that everyone hated so much, but I kind of liked it. I think also you just gotta watch a bad new comedy and decide to like it, and then you'll be fine.
You're right.
Did
though,
Will Ferrell ever do a like serious movie, like or a art house movie in the way that Sandler does or Bill Murray did?
So many of them.
Yeah, he did. Well,
really?
Like he had one called Stranger Than Fiction. That was like
but that's true. It was serious.
He's never gone full like Sundance, I don't think.
Yeah.
You're now making me look because I do believe he's done. Oh, remember how bad? I'll tell you one that was really bad. That Eurovision movie that came out. It came out during the pandemic, and I was like, "Why did they make this?" Like the whole thing.
He's like doing the Icelandic accent. Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's like. Wait, you made this to release in the United States? Like, we don't even know what fucking Eurovision is. And then they tried to do an American Eurovision, and we were like, we're not watching that. It's just not what we do. No, it doesn't look like. So he's doing Madden, which is a movie apparently where somebody about John Madden, I would guess. And he did a movie called Everything Must Go. Which I think.
That one was pretty indie. I think I did see that. That was pretty indie. But he's never done one that's like he's never done an A24 movie to use the shorthand. I don't think.
True, he will.
He probably will.
Going to do. He's going to do a Safdie brothers thing because that's their thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like how they got The Rock now. Like they're making several movies with The Rock now. It's like, oh god. I guess The Rock could be that. The only problem with saying The Rock is like that guy is that, but I don't know. I think after this movie comes out and he's in a Scorsese movie, it's weird because like with The Rock, it was like this guy was like trying. There was one period where he was starting to wrestle again, and he was also trying to like take over the DC universe. Like there was that weird where he did Shazam and he started saying like, well, actually, or not Shazam, the other Black Adam. He's like, well, actually,
Shazam
Black Adam.
the fake Sinbad movie or the Kazam?
No, that's Kazam. Shazam is the movie with that guy that's with that psycho anti-vaxxer guy that like, it was coming out. The first one was relatively successul. Okay. So the sequel's coming out. And right before it comes out, the guy's like, I don't know. I don't like these Black Lives Matter protests.
Okay, real quick, before we close it out, I'm going to ask, based on everything you just said, I'm going to ask you a couple of things, and I want you to say Gen X or Millennial, and you have to pick one, okay?
Okay.
Marvel and DC.
I think that's Millennial because, and I'm going to tell you why, because Gen X would have... I feel no, that's fine. It is millennial because they're the ones that made it huge,
right?
I think would be
okay. What about being obsessed with wrestling?
Hey, that's for everybody. Okay. I don't know. I think it's becoming like it's weird because you've probably talked to me about wrestling in the past where I say like I hate people that call it art. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like use it as some like philosophical thing because they feel stupid watching it, and it's like it is stupid. It's fucking stupid. So like I think there are two parts, right? There are guys like me, probably Gen X, who are like, I like wrestling because it's fucking stupid. And like I like the athletic stuff, but then there are like the millennials who are like, oh, actually, this comedy wrestler is doing some pretty interesting stuff.
Well, Bryan, guys, everyone's got to listen to guys. You got to have us on to talk about, I don't know what kind of guys we would be.
Penises.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to talk about penis guys? I'm kidding. We just did penis guys.
Yeah, what's left? Chode guys? Scrotum guys?
Well, there are. Well, we've done. So we have like a series of episodes that people find disgusting, which is fart guys, milk guys, feet guys. And penis guys, and we try to have like one disgusting one every 6 weeks or so.
That's perfect.
We just finished
and the
penis
whole
guys.
organ, not just foreskins or
I got
foreskin.
no. No circumcision guy. And I'll tell you why there's no anti-circumcision guys. Because I looked at it and I was like, oh, these people are like really mentally ill. I don't think I can make fun of these people. I don't think I could make fun of a 19-year-old being like, my parents mutilated my genitals. And now I can't get a job because I'm too sad. Like,
actually, the guy that was on How To with John Wilson trying to restore his foreskin, he became my mutual on Twitter, and we've talked quite a bit. So he seems like a nice enough guy. He really likes the magnetic fields. Weirdly enough.
I do know that there are funny ones. As I started looking, I was like,
you got to have a line.
A lot of the posts I saw were like, hi, I'm a 19-year-old girl and I'll never mutilate my son's genitals. And it's like, what do I do with that?
Well, Bryan, thank you so much for coming on Millennial Excellence.
I love coming. I love doing your stuff, Josiah. Anytime.
And what about me? Do you like doing my stuff?
More than you could ever know.
That's what I thought. Thank you so much.
No, I had a good
for
time,
coming
guys.
on.